Okay, Travis Hunter, I like him. All right. Newsflash, he's a great player. Okay, that said, is he generational? Like what he does is generational in terms of playing both ways, but he's probably not going to play both ways as a full time player in the NFL. He'll probably play full time on one side and moonlight on the other side as a rotational guy. So, as the number two player in this class, does he, as a wide receiver, stack up to Calvin Johnson? That was the last guy as a wide receiver who went number two. No, he doesn't he doesn't stack up as a prospect to Calvin Johnson. He doesn't stack up as a prospect even to Marvin Harrison, right? And him going number 2 is really high for a wide receiver prospect of his caliber. Does he deserve to go in the top 5? For sure. But I'm just saying number 2 is really high. And then you think of him as a cornerback prospect. Now, like he won defensive player of the year. I'm not taking anything away from him as a cornerback prospect. He legit has the potential to develop into a shutdown or near shutdown corner. That said, no cornerback in NFL history has ever gone as high as number 2. So part of the perspective on the Browns can't take Shador Sanders. They can't take a quarterback that they're not fully sold on at number 2 because they must take this generational prospect at number 2 in Travis Hunter. I just want to slow down a little bit on that and say, like, yes, Hunter is generational because of what he does on both sides of the ball. But if a team isn't going to use him on both sides of the ball as a full-time player, he's not someone you have to take at number 2. So I think part of the perspective on it can't be Sanders because it has to be Hunter, I think there's some faulty logic going on there. Like as a guy who plays on just one side of the ball, he's great, but he's not generational.
That is a really good take. I love it. Totally love it. I think you've separated the signal from the noise right there. Simon, have you made a Travis Hunter draft position bet?
No, because I love what Freeman was saying because I've been the biggest Travis Hunter hater. I just don't get it, Chad. And I thought it was because I'm not the biggest Big 12 watcher, right? Because I really do not pay the Big 12 any mind. I know it's disrespectful, but it's just to me, SEC, Big 10, that's where if I have time to watch college football, that's what I watch. And when I went back and watched the tape, I don't get it. Like, I would not take him the second pick. I would not take him with the third pick. If I'm the Patriots and I just need something that organization and it's at a position that I'm desperate at wide receiver, sure, I would take it. But I would tell everyone to do themselves a favor. To me, there's only one voice right now in all football I listen to, Chad, when it comes to wide receiver, and that is Steve Smith. Now, Steve Smith, don't you come near my wife. Don't you do it. But Steve Smith talking wide receivers, Chad, it's the best. He's a savant. Like, he is the best brand, in my opinion, on talking wide receivers. And when he breaks it down and talks about it, he goes, in the NFL, you want to be a master of one, or else you're a master of none. And that's what he's talking about Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter says he wants to master both cornerback and wide receiver. And the best mind in all wide receiver, in my opinion, is telling him, you can't do it. You'll never be great at either of them if you try to be great at both. And he's going to have that hard truth. Like, he thinks he's going to be able to go from the Big 12 to the NFL. And I don't think he gets it. It's a totally different world. Like, he doesn't even know what he's stepping into. And you're looking at him on screen, like in his workouts too, skinny, not a lot of weight on the kid, which again, not a big deal, right? If he's a wide receiver, maybe he can figure it out, but he's going to get pressed by guys that are the same weight as him, but twice as strong as him. Freaks that are grown men in the league at this point. And the same for wide receiver. He's going to try to come out and play wide receiver on the Browns in the NFC North. I just feel like that's going to be really tough. So
With Joe Flacco as his quarterback?
Right. So I've been the other way on him. I haven't understood it. I get it. He was a unicorn in college. But when I start listening to people whose opinions I really trust and they talk about the positions, it's just basically like he's going to need to figure out quick what he's going to be. I would love to ask Freedman this position. I've talked to a couple bookmakers. What have you heard about what they're going to grade about him getting drafted in this draft? Does the team need to put on the draft card wide receiver, and that's what the books will grade it as? Or do they put wide receiver corner and he gets graded at both and you could lose both bets if you're betting against Travis Hunter?
That's a great question. I would say it's probably book to book, but we'll take DraftKings as an example. And I think most books have adopted a policy like this. How a guy is classified when he goes through like the combine, or like how he's classified in his like prospect page on NFL.com, that is how he is graded. And so even if you click on a bet that has to do with the number of wide receivers in round one, or the number of cornerbacks, defensive backs in round one, when you click on that, there will be the little pop-up disclaimer that specifically talks about Travis Hunter. And it will say, for the purposes of settling this bet, he is considered a defensive back. So because he went through the combine, entered the combine as a defensive back, most books are grading him in that way. But I would say that's just the kind of thing to where whenever you're doing a bet that has anything to do with a defensive back or wide receiver and you click on it, be sure to just read the fine print there to see how it is that they would settle it.